Hello friends, I thought we would do a little reading journal update as well as go through my books for the month of March. Cracking right in, nothing done in these books, the curriculum books. Nothing, still working on how to read a book. My Reading Rainbow got some new additions, but I did not plan this out very well, so this is going to be a little weird, but we'll just have yellow and orange kind of converge and move on into each other for the rest of the rainbow. I am up to 39 books, but this includes some of April. We read 13 books in March, so the Alphabet Challenge has got some new additions to it. No DNFs for the entire month. I consider that pretty good. Did not get into my physical TBR at all, so I didn't get to cross any of these off this month, or last month rather. I had one book for my working title book club. There was no for my Thrills and Chills book club, but I think this is pretty defunct, so we won't see this page fill in, which is unsatisfying, but it is what it is. This is my Read Every Day challenge. We had one reread this month, and then I continued to read more than 10 books a month, which is a super lot for me. Like, don't take that as any sort of brag at all. But it is messing with my lovely chart. So we will have to see how it goes the rest of the year, if I can keep up the pace. Book bingo, I got 2 bingos, but of course I'm trying to black out the board. And then what is next? That's January, February, and then March. I read 13 books, all fiction, no nonfiction, 1 LGBTQ+, 1 BIPOC, and 4,853 pages. This is how the timeline shook out. I was reading Needful Things and Project Hail Mary and Two Twisted Crowns. They started off the month before, but I finished them up this month, so that's why they're here. So let's go through the books before we move on. First up was Two Twisted Crowns. This is the second in the Shepherd King duology by Rachel Gillig. This was a lot of fun. The whole series ended really nicely. The satisfaction level was definitely there. I loved the continuation of the mythology of the Shepherd King and the story of his life and how he became what he was. And I loved the magic system in this series. She writes really interesting magic systems, so I can't wait to see or read the sequel to Night in the Moth. It's coming up at the end of the year, I think. And then, am I reading another series by her? No, maybe just that one. But this was a lot of fun. I definitely recommend. Next up was Winter in Paradise. I'll have a graphic here. That was my book club pick. It was more like a contemporary romance, which I don't generally read. It was a fun story about a woman who finds out that her husband dies, and he has had this whole family in the Caribbean islands that she knew nothing about. So the story kind of goes from there. She flies down, decides to figure out what's going on, and the story follows her 2 sons and the relationships they try to make on the island and that she does make. And it was fun. It was a fun read. Ends on a cliffhanger, so if you're going to pick it up, get at least the second and third one too. Next up, This was my buzzword challenge for the month of March. It was this, that, these, and those. So I chose Something Wicked This Way Comes. I love this edition. It is so pretty, but it's been on my shelf for years and I never finished it. So I think I had started it a couple of times, but never finished it. This is a pretty classic story about two boys who find that there is a dark fair coming to their town, and the ringmaster, if as it were, is sort of nefarious and one of the best characters ever. So very great young boyhood summer type book. Loved it. Next up was Sour Cherry. This was about a woman who, or a man who keeps marrying women and their ghosts follow him as he moves on and on. And it was a really cool ghost story. I don't remember what I gave this. Let's look ahead. I gave this one 3 stars. I did enjoy it. It was a fun story, different take on a ghost story. Lovely different aspects of marital bliss that went on in this book. But yeah, that was Sour Cherry. And then this book, Black Flame, I gave 3 stars also. This was a novella by Gretchen Felker Martin. She also wrote Manhunt, which was fun. This one was fun too. It's kind of a closeted gay woman who works in the film restoration industry, and she gets to restore this notorious film that causes all kinds of occult happenings, I guess you could say. It was good. I liked it. Definitely a quick read. I think I did it in a day or so. I don't remember. We could look. But I gave that one 3 stars. Next up was Blood Meridian. And I'll put a little Blood Meridian there. It was 2 stars. I hated that book. That's not true. I really loved the story. I thought the story was wonderful. Not wonderful. I mean, it was pretty harrowing, and the character of the judge was really a great villain. I did not love his writing. It's not that it was hard. It was, I think, unnecessarily difficult. So I just didn't jive with the writing style. The story was really good. And then I finished Project Hail Mary. This was a reread for me. I gave it 5 stars. Any book that makes me cry gets 5 stars. And yes, a story about a man in space with an alien bestie makes me cry. It was fun. If you haven't read it yet, go see the movie, or read the book. Actually, don't read the book, listen to the book, because the audiobook is something special. So then I finished up Needful Things. That was a book club read, which we'll get to as we go through the later challenges in the book. I got 4 stars from me. Stephen King generally. I like the way he writes. I like the way he tells a story. It's not literature, high literature, but it's a fun time almost every time. Next up was Bunny. I gave that 5 stars. I loved that book. This is about a woman in college who is in an experimental writing program, and she shares her classroom with the bunnies, and it's 4 or 5, I can't remember now, women, and they call each other Bunny all the time. and they have these salons where they get together and they, you know, drink fun cocktails, and lovely, nefarious deeds ensue. So definitely worth checking out Bunny if you like weird girl lit, or I don't know, just crazy occult books. Next up was Blueprint. I gave that also 5 stars. Blueprint is a story of America after the Second Civil War, where slavery is basically legalized again. Women get placed with a white man in power, and the men get conscripted into the armed forces. And later on, when the white men are finished with the women, they send them off to be married to these soldiers and have families, and then basically it continues on with their children. So this was the story of one woman's journey through that, and how she sort of had this almost Stockholm syndrome way of describing her captor. He wasn't really her captor, she was given to him, which that made him her owner, I guess. And she had feelings for him, and she wrestles with that throughout the book. But definitely an interesting look into race relation, and just really a good fantasy story all around. Next up, and this was my favorite book of the month. I'm pretty sure this was my favorite book of the month. Yeah. Shadow of the Wind. I don't hear anybody talking about this. I was given this book as an option to buy when I went shopping for my birthday at a local used bookstore. I had asked the woman who owns it, because she's always got good recommendations. I was like, give me some books that you would like. And she said she liked Carlos Ruiz Zafón. And I really, I loved this book. The story is about a book graveyard and a little boy who finds a book there called The Shadow of the Wind, and it is, the author of that book is a very mysterious figure, and the boy goes searching for him, and the parallels that go between his life and the author's life play out. And it was really just a beautifully written story. I cannot say enough good things about it. Like I said, it was a random pick from the lady that runs Barner Books in New Paltz, New York. And I loved it. Loved every minute of it. I'm definitely keeping this book. Next up was Maggie's Grave. That was a novella by David Sodergren. Sorry, I can't read what I put on that little tiny thing. I gave it 3 stars. It was gross. It was fun. It was, you know, small town where the local legend is a harrowing witch, and she comes back and murders everybody. It's wonderful. If you like gore, definitely pick it up. It was fun and gross. And then last up for the month was Tradwife. I liked this a lot more than I thought I was going to. It is about a woman who is an influencer, and all she wants to do is have everybody see her perfect life, her perfect husband, her perfect home. She wants to cook for her husband. She wants to clean for her husband. She wants to have his babies. And then they get pregnant. And what happens from there is it was even more fun than Rosemary's Baby. It was good. Definitely worth picking up if you like that kind of like Rosemary's Baby type horror. A lot of fun for sure. I give that one 4 stars. And that's it for the books for March. So we can do the rest of my book journal. My March 21st, April 9th, my Aries book was Bunny. Loved it. I had read that. I put this in here before I read Story of the Wind, or Shadow of the Wind, and I might have put that there instead, but it was kind of a toss-up between the two, which is why I didn't do a ranking system really. I just kind of did, you know, these different monthly favorite things, or a bracketing system. I have not been able to make those work. I got a little further in my tarot reading challenge, not doing so well in my Romantasy bingo, but I haven't read that much yet this year, but I have a few on deck, so that'll be fine. Some movies. I have one more to add to this. We watched Army of the Dead. We watched Escape from New York. We watched Project Hail Mary. 5 stars, as you can tell. These I haven't gotten to. And then we have, I think, one movie so far for April. We have gotten further in It's Always Sunny, but I don't remember where we are, so I haven't filled that out yet. We haven't finished House of the Dragon. Reacher, Alien Earth hasn't come out yet. I haven't started Yellow Jackets. And then this hasn't come out yet. We didn't do any more Black Sails. We are behind on TV. Let's see. Game releases. I did Something Wicked This Way Comes, like I said, for Buzzword. My horror bingo is getting there. I'm getting close to filling that one up. Almost done there. I guess if I could finish Into the Drowning Deep, that would give me a water setting bingo. I'm gonna black out the board. Not hard mode, just regular mode. Classics, I got to add Something Wicked This Way Comes, and then I got to add Project Hail Mary and Needful Things to the Uncensored Library. And I have started my first in my local book club. Started the first book, but that was this month, so that will get updated soon. And that, my friends, is it. Leave me a comment, ask me questions, suggest me books, you know the things, all the YouTube things. See you next time.